Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Transformers actual play, The Past Awakens, here on Renegade Games. We are at the penultimate episode for this story of these Autobots that are trying to uncover what the heck this beacon leads to. When we left off, the Autobots are trying to make it back to the Autobot base. The Ark is waiting for you guys, as well as your mission to debrief Optimus Prime and the rest of the Autobots that are waiting to find out what the story is behind this Ark. So far, there have been some bumps in the road, but you've managed to navigate them. You managed to fend off Ravage. However, you ended up having a fight with Decepticons in the middle of an airfield in front of a secretive organization that had snagged the beacon. That could have gone worse.
Semantics. It's semantics.
It could have gone a lot worse. You did have to break the whole robots in disguise mandate that has been passed down from the Autobots to protect all of y'all's existence. But that was kind of out of your control, considering the Decepticons showed up and just started blowing the place up looking for the beacon. You had a brief momentary combat, which did not go well for the Decepticons again. And y'all managed to get the beacon and get out of there. You had a quick road stop. Pit stop to let the humans, Charlotte and Billy, get rest, get food, and now y'all are headed back to the Ark. On the way back to the Ark, you've had a couple of issues with the beacon sending processor visions, but where we're picking up is y'all have spaced yourself out on the freeway as you're traveling south, and you are being circled right now by aerial units. Specifically, there are 3 jets, and there is a attack helicopter that is also nearing the highway. It is coming from the north, so it is behind you guys as y'all are driving down south. So it's hard to say if it's closing in on y'all directly or if it's just part of the search pattern. When we left off, one of these jets had broken off and was beelining in the direction of the highway, specifically towards all of you, an F-16. Everyone in the party, it's not been confirmed, but everyone in the party is 99% sure these are Decepticons that are hunting down the ping that they've detected from the beacon. That's the assumption that we are all having right now. It is a safe assumption to make, considering how out of place this is. The Decepticons their primary tactic is to surprise attacks and to infiltrate. They only jump into full-scale combat when it's a smash and grab. It's starting to feel a little like the tactic of sending in an entire squadron of aerial units to come in and deal with you guys. If these are truly Decepticons, y'all are all getting a sense that the gloves are coming off at this point. After 2 attempts to try to cut you guys off and get this beacon, they have been having to rely on your location to figure out what's happening next. And it seems like they're getting a little angry at this point. And that's where we're picking up. You guys traveling at the speed limit, fly casual kind of attitude of just heading down the highway and trying to just not attract attention. It has not been easy, and you think you might have been spotted. So right now there's an F-16 that is closing the range. It is headed towards the highway right now. What would y'all like to do? Proceed on course? Would anybody like to do anything else?
I often get reprimanded whenever I try to go off course, so I'm just gonna keep driving.
Okay. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, just as a quick refresher, I did have y'all roll your infiltration checks before the last session came to an end. You all made some pretty good rolls.
Yeah.
So we're about to find out. We're about to find out how good those rolls were. You guys can hear the crackling like thunder up in the sky as this F-16 starts to fly by the highway. It is flying well below safe altitudes for civilian airspace. At this point, I think you can all just safely assume, yeah, you're being spotted right now. Somebody is clearly a Decepticon is trying to get eyes on figuring out if y'all are here on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to hone in on y'all specifically, but what you do note is that as this F-16 flies across the highway right over y'all's heads. It's about 600 feet. So pretty close as it screams by. Also, the paint job on this F-16 is also very telling. There are no markers that say U.S. Air Force. You don't see anything that's marking it as any kind of military jet. Kind of a dead giveaway. Why don't you all make perception checks for me?
Do you mean alertness check?
That's the one. No, Quincy, I said perception. If you don't have it, then you can't see it.
Oh, no. Can I deception it?
Make your alertness check.
16.
Is this
16?
sound-based or no?
No, this is eyesight.
That's a 1 and a 1.
Oh, no.
What does that? Oh, heck.
Oh, that is a...
That's a
bad
bad
story
thing.
point.
Can I reroll?
Would you like to... If you rolled a 1, you can spend a story point to reroll a 1.
This is a bad time to fail.
It is, because I'm going to mess.
spending that story point.
If you botch a roll, I'm gonna throw one into you.
I got a 21 on a crit.
Show
Okay.
off.
I also got a 20 on a crit.
No,
How'd you do, Carmisi?
I don't know yet. That becomes 13.
Okay. That might actually be one of Carmisi's best alertness checks that they've had.
This entire game. Oh, wow.
Okay, so everybody who made 15 or higher. So not Carmisi. Yeah, the F-16 is a little bit darker shade of gray. It does not match the typical F-16 Falcon paint job that you typically see on these jets. But yes, for those of you who made higher than a 15, you can clearly see the Decepticon logo symbol emblazoned on the wings as this F-16 banks by you guys, just crackling thunder as it roars overhead. It just kind of banks a little bit to the left, almost like a pilot would be if the pilot was in the cockpit, just like looking down, is almost kind of like you get the sense that it's searching as it flies over y'all. The critical moment, though, is waiting to see what it does after it passes over you. So each of you just continue proceeding, and you watch as it dips its wing and then rights itself again, and then dips its wing again and starts to bank back around and then levels off. And it continues flying in an easterly direction. You don't see it immediately turning back around, and none of you see any immediate changes in the search pattern with the other Decepticons.
I think we need to proceed as normal.
Yep.
What are they doing?
A scare tactic, maybe. Like if they suspect and we do something different than what we're doing, then they've got us. But if we continue behaving as we are, we might get out of this.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay. You all proceed. 15 minutes. And still you can hear in the distance the thunderous roar of jet engines. Occasionally you lose sight, but every now and then you'll see that an F-15 or an F-18 reappear on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point you do see the F-16 return and fly over the highway. Once that happens, things seem to calm down and quiet. Another 15 minutes goes by as y'all are continuing to drive. Nothing. The area seems to clear. Nobody spots any of the jets up in the sky. No one hears the pounding of helicopter blades on the air.
Am I going to have to say this? It's quiet. Too quiet.
Can I roll alertness for ground bots? It's just because they're following us via the air, like, that doesn't mean that they could also be following us by land.
They're Decepticons. Why wouldn't they? Yeah.
Exactly.
They might be trying to get you all to look at the sky so that somebody on the ground can punch you in the face. So go ahead and make an alertness check.
That is just a 15.
Just a 15. It's actually pretty good, though. Derailleur, it's not that you don't see anybody on the ground that's starting to give you a weird vibe. Mm-hmm. It's that the appearance and sudden disappearance is giving you a weird vibe.
Okay. So, like, does this seem out of character for the Decepticons? Knowing how much they don't necessarily care about robots in disguise and knowing how long that they've been fighting against the Autobots.
Well, technically, the Decepticons are also, to a measure, trying to maintain a degree of secrecy. The truth is y'all are dramatically outnumbered by humanity, and they do have the ability to cause problems for Cybertronians. But judging from how aggressive they've been lately, it seems to you like they are willing to reveal themselves if it means grabbing that beacon.
Right.
So if you're trying to figure out, I would probably have you make a culture roll.
Ooh, okay.
So make me a culture check. Tell me what you get.
That is just a 6.
You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. It's so wildly out of what I've seen Decepticons do that I just don't understand.
Do we have secure comms to?
Yeah, you guys can talk to each other.
We discuss, yeah.
No, to
headquarters? Headquarters might be a different. You don't know.
We've never asked. Yeah. Yeah, why have we solved that mystery? Seems kind of important. Mm-hmm. I've never really been trusted with anything so important, so I've never thought about having to communicate back to our base.
I mean, this is only our second time out. It would make sense that we not ask.
Yeah, I mean, we're crushing it. We haven't done anything wrong.
Much.
All right.
Did we phone home or not?
I don't know how. Like, do we have a means of communication? And I worry that if it's not secure, because like it's something that all Cybertronians could hear, then we're just going to kind of broadcast the location to the Decepticons. So, it's just my thoughts.
I don't want to do it, but I'm also the smallest. I am outnumbered.
I'm team. No.
Give me marching order real quick. Who's up front? Who's second? Who's third? Who's fourth?
I have the humans, so I shouldn't be up front. I should be in between. I'll go second.
Okay.
Because I have a hard time not being in the front because I want to go fast.
Okay.
I guess that makes me first because I don't think. I don't know. I guess processor could be first. We just have to actively slow down.
Yeah. The pickup on processor so slow.
Well, it takes a little bit.
But alternately,
if we're
processor being
combat,
in front means that our slowest Autobot is in the lead, so that we don't lose track of them.
And that's true. I probably complain a lot about it then.
So that sounds like processor up front with me in the back, then Carmisi, and then Sleeper.
Okay. So about 30 minutes since you last spotted any air units, you guys are actually heading into an area that is kind of between cities now. Mm-hmm. So believe it or not, the highway has actually become... it's actually, I would say, about as crowded as you would expect on a long interstate highway. So maybe about 12 to 14 cars in visual right now as y'all are all driving in the same direction. About 30 minutes after the last departure of these jets, you all begin to hear, again, another jet flying by, except for this time, it looks different. You see an F-15 flying in the sky, maybe about 5 miles out. This one, however, does not have any strange color patterns to it. It looks like, just right off the bat, you can tell because of how different it looks like a standard Air Force jet, perhaps, maybe government. You see a single one flying near the highway at an altitude of maybe about 2,000 feet. But you don't see any other jets out there until 5 minutes after that, when you see 2 more F-15s. about the same make.
Same make.
Same coloration too.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they scared off the Decepticons, or maybe they're on their way to intercept them.
What? Sleeper. What? No, those are the Decepticons. They're after, right?
No, those are well, they appear to be normal Air Force jets.
We really do think that that's them trying to take control of their airspace again?
I mean, that doesn't mean that they aren't after us too. Remember, we shot up a government facility, it appeared.
That was contracting outside non-government humans.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Well, I wonder if the Decepticons got, like, the four that were clearly looking for us got too low, which prompted the military to be like, why are those jets flying so low? Now we have to investigate.
Yeah, they have silly rules about their skies and whatnot.
If y'all want to make culture checks, you're more than welcome to.
Let's do it.
D2 here.
What's that?
Roll my D2 here.
Yeah.
13.
Oh, God.
13. Okay.
It's a 10 for me.
All right.
Remind me, when you have no points in the thing, you take
You
it
roll
at
with
a snag.
Yeah, you roll with the snag. So it's 2d20. Pick the lowest.
Thank you.
I got an 8.
Oh, what'd you get, Carmisi?
At first I rolled an 18 and then I rolled a 20, so I take the 18.
Amazingly, Carmisi, probably because from watching all the television, your instinct is that those Decepticons, one of the things that you know for a fact that any flyer, Decepticon or Autobot, has to watch out for is that if you take to the air, you are going to show up on radar. National Air Defense will notice you if you're out there flying around. It's very likely that the United States government picked up multiple bogeys in flying over a highway in Washington that were not responding on radio calls and sent out a squadron to find out what the heck was going on. So what you think you're seeing right now is the United States Air Force responding to possible incoming
threats, yeah.
unidentified aircraft that are flying in the area.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? There was this cartoon that was kind of just like an educational video about the American Air Force. And I think that's definitely them trying to get rid of those, I think they were called boogers. When you have like people in the sky that like don't have the authorizations, kind of like when humans have the stuff in the nose and they didn't get authorization for.
Bogies.
Unidentified, yeah.
Don't you mean bogies?
Isn't that what I said?
Thought you said boogers.
Yeah, it's the same. Potato.
All right.
I hate that it actually is the same depending on which side of the pond you're on.
What's a potato?
French fries. The original form of French fries.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. It's like the Energons of the fries.
You know, now that I think about it, Pearl Jam and Soundgarden are absolutely both from Washington.
I love this game.
So another 30 minutes pass and it is quiet. You guys have probably about another 2 hours before you get to the city limits. After that, it's another 2 hours, maybe actually another 4 hours till you get to the Ark. So it'll be end of the day by the time you get there. Quiet. Nothing happening.
How are the passengers holding up?
I was just going to ask the same thing.
What podcasts are we listening to?
They seem to be a little agitated. They're trying to make some conversation. Charlotte brings up the podcast a couple of times, but then she also brings up the fact, she's like, well, I don't know where this third beacon is, but next time, I bet you anything the Decepticons would never see us coming. So unless it's in like a really secure, I don't know, tech place, you should really let me and Billy try to retrieve the next one. That's just my pitch. I mean, it all depends on the situation, I know, but I think we could really help.
Operation Send in Billy and Charlotte. It doesn't have like a great ring to it, but I'm sure we could workshop it. And the only rules that we've established are no podcasting. So if you don't talk about it, we can still commit the crimes. No, these aren't crimes. These are good things.
They're not crimes.
No,
they're probably crimes.
Effective.
Processor, you're the first one to take notice of what appears to be a ball of flame erupting in a field about 2 miles to your right. It doesn't take long before everybody else notices it too. You think out of the corner of your eye you saw an object, and then there's just a ball of fire. Big black ball of smoke just swirls up into the sky as a column of flame erupts.
You all think that's a downed booger?
And then you hear, just as Sleeper says that, that's when the sound of the explosion catches up to all of you, and you hear boom.
What just happened?
Either a Decepticon or one of the human planes went down.
Are we sure about that?
No, absolutely not.
We could have fired a weapon. Could have fired a missile of some sort.
Everyone make yet another alertness check.
Let's go.
Fear.
Sound or no this time?
The roll of the game.
Oh my goodness.
Eric, sound or no?
Wow, I got a 22.
Sound is up. 22. Nice. Okay, processor.
Oh, I crit.
Nice.
Okay.
22.
Oh man, just a 13.
Okay.
7.
Okay, so Kermisi and Derailleur are actually in the middle of conversing with each other, what they think could have just happened. Processor, you're starting to get the sense that there is definitely a battle happening right now. And as you start having, because your instincts just tell you that there is a fight happening. That ball of fire was something having to do with all of this. Just as you're having that thought, you and Sleeper both hear a strange pounding sound on the wind. It doesn't sound like a typical helicopter blade, but it is very similar. And because you rolled so high on your perception checks, you're able to see it come swooping in out of nowhere. You guys did not see this thing coming until it was right on top of y'all. But because you made your perception checks, you're spotting it just in time. You see this RAH-66 attack helicopter in stealth mode. So its blades are actually just kind of, they are slicing the air in such a way that it's not making as much of an engine sound. And you see it come swooping right into the front of the highway about 200 feet in front of you guys, and it launches a missile right at the highway. You just see it slide right in, and it goes, and about 7 or 8 cars in front of you, there is an explosion. You see what looks like a passenger bus flip right to the right side of the road and skid on its side, slamming into the concrete medium. You also see what looks like it looks like a couple of passenger cars flip end over end, and concrete erupts everywhere right in front of you. And we're going to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, I think we're going to roll initiative. All right. So.
Oh, and I was healed 100%. Okay. My
everybody should be healed up.
Has that refreshed?
What's that?
Do my Energon points refresh?
Oh, you know what? That's a good question. Let me double check. I think they do, but let me double check because
when's the last time you used it?
The last combat.
That was yesterday. So if you used it now, I believe the one that Jason used when processor.
Right. I used it to put into the orb, so
I believe that one is gone. But let me just double check. Okay, Energon. Regenerate half your Energon points, including rounding up at the start of every in-game day.
Love
so if you are down 1, then you have regenerated it back.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, interesting. Keep this in mind too. You regenerate 1 Energon at the end of any combat against Cybertronian opponents. So any Energon you spend in this combat, you're going to regenerate 1 after this combat.
Ooh, the incentives to use it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. Okay. So let me keep rolling for their initiative.
Okay, I'm excited. Especially with our level up. This is going to be really cool.
Yeah, y'all are level 5 now.
I'm tougher, kind of, in a way.
All right. Derailleur, what was your initiative?
16.
16. All right. Kermisi?
9.
Processor?
23.
Holy moly.
Word.
Process is like, bring it on.
Right?
Sleeper.
10.
Okay.
You still beat me.
Processor, you're going first. You identify, you know exactly who this is. Again, Autobots and Decepticons, particularly the ones that are veterans of the Great Wars, you are able to identify each other right when you see each other. This is a Decepticon named Torment, and he is dangerous. He is very dangerous. And it looks like he specifically has destroyed the highway in front of you about 600 feet.
Now, what about that bus full of people?
You're not sure what the status of that bus is. It flipped up onto its side, sparks exploded everywhere, and it slammed into what looks like a concrete barrier that was on the side of the highway, and it's come to a stop. There is a bunch of other cars that flipped end over end, and there is a huge crater.
I mean, do I feel like there's something I can do to save those people, or do I need to concentrate more on this guy?
It's up to you.
Think about where
Those people are in a lot of trouble.
You're also a tank.
Yeah, I need to call attention to myself.
I have humans to protect, so I can go save more humans.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I don't want to, but I have to.
So is he still up in the air?
He is a helicopter. This is an attack copter, so he is in front of you about 600 feet hovering there. He does not have to keep moving to stay airborne.
Well,
which gives him a terrifying maneuverability against ground opponents.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have any kind of missiles or anything. I'm just going to try to get as close to it. I'm going to use my movement to get as close to him as I can, unless there's no way. The road is destroyed and he's in front of me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the only way to get to him would be to convert, right?
Yes. So let me give you an idea. Since this is more of like a cinematic style, like scene setup here, I've said about 600 feet. And if we were watching this, that's what it would look like on screen. However, in combat, I'm treating this because of the movement, the ratings of movement that they have between air units, ground units, and whatnot. You were going the highway speed limit, which is like 65 miles an hour as you were traveling down south. So stepping out of tactical movement for a second, what I'm going to say is on your turn, you can move, I would say long range if you wanted to close the distance and actually be able to engage if you wanted to.
Well, I would love to drive, convert, and jump up into the air and grab him, if that's possible. I mean, if we're talking cinematics.
You're going to try to leap up and okay. So the way I'm going to rule that is you're going to move and then you're going to, okay. So here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get to him. Then you're going to have to convert. Then you're going to have to leap in the air and make a grapple attack. All of that is possible. But to get to him and convert is going to take up all of your actions for one round. Because you got to move, and then converting is a move.
As long as he sees me, because as long as I'm the one closest to him, that really is all that matters at the moment. So
okay,
he sees me doing it, that's really what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so in which case, let me ask this just to get a sense of what's happening. Derailer, you can hear his transformation cog immediately activate as he's about to convert. What are you going to do?
I would be next. Well, of us, I would be next in the initiative. Yeah. I was going to do very much the same. Convert, and I got a rifle. I'm gonna use it.
That's true. You are technically a sniper.
Yeah,
so trained by RC, no less. So this may not be what Torment thinks is going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let me paint the scene for you guys. This attack copter has swooped in, has cratered the highway. The explosion, the flying cars, the bus flipping onto its side, sparks exploding as it skids off. Processor accelerates, and as he does, you are able to anticipate what he's going to do, Derailer. You leap out. If you can picture this going bullet time, you leap out, slow-mo out of the back of Derailleur as he starts to convert. You can hear the sparks explode underneath Derailleur's feet as he starts to slide across the concrete and get ready for a jump as this massive Autobot just appears in full bot form. As you hit the pavement, you land on your knees, sparks explode out from underneath you as you pull out your rifle. Cars go swerving left and right as this robot has just appeared in the middle of the highway from these explosions. You actually go right past, you get passed up by Carmisi and by Sleeper, who are still traveling at highway speeds. Take your shot. I'm going to set some penalties here.
That's fine.
So because of, I'm going to say downshift 1 on your skill.
Okay.
To add to the difficulty of this.
Okay.
And you're going to have to hit him on his evasion.
Okay, that's fine.
Or should I? Actually, no, I think you're going to hit his toughness because he is not moving.
Okay.
He is currently waiting to yeah, I think he was expecting you guys to swerve.
That is a 17.
Okay, how much damage is that?
It's neat. It's just 1 sharp damage, but I realized that I could do more if I downshift in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just 1 sharp damage.
Okay, you see as that laser bolt goes off, it impacts on the chassis of Torment, and you can see a spark fly, and it causes the copter to kind of swerve a little bit and just kind of maneuver. You impact him. You definitely damaged him as you popped off a sniper shot while skidding across the highway on your knees, sitting spark like a shower of sparks behind you. That's going to be Derailleur's action. So the next up is actually going to be Torment. Torment is going to return fire.
Okay.
So Torment is actually going to, let's see. Yeah, what are you going to do here, Torment? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay, so this and this. Oh, that's right. Goes up.
I don't like the way that sounds.
Actually, then he is going to use his aerial superiority perk and upshift, but then he is also going to use his long range targeting rifle, which is built into his chassis, to do what you were saying you were going to do to him next time. He is going to snipe you back.
Ooh, fun.
So that's going to downshift again. And yeah. This. Oh, but it's not a flyby attack. Okay. All right. So he's going to be going after your evasion.
Okay.
Because you are a moving target.
Yeah.
What is your
17?
16. Roll a 16. The concrete next to you explodes with an impact of a long range. You hear a single go off from one of the wings of the nose of the helicopter as a single armor piercing round explodes on the concrete right next to your knee, barely missing you. And at that, he immediately goes and just gains altitude.
Okay.
Pulls up, pulling away. So it's going to, so you're sliding right underneath him at this point, processor. But he gains altitude and uses that to gain, let's see, he's going to go up. He can use his full movement. So he gains 60 feet, goes straight up. That's going to be his action. So next up is actually going to be the F-16 that is closing the distance right now from behind you guys. You can hear the roar of thunder as he's coming into strafe attack. However, he's too far away. So his entire action is going to be moving twice. That's 11. That's going to be 10. So that's going to be you, Sleeper. What are you doing?
All right. Here's some order of operations. 1, I mark target. So what's his name again?
Torment.
Torment. I mark target on Torment. Gives me a upshift on all skill tests relating to them, including attacks.
Okay. Is that an action?
That's just at the beginning of a scene, including combat. You can designate.
Oh, cool.
No, I forgot I could do that.
Oh, handy.
So there's that. Second action, or second of my action, not of capital A actions. I'd like to broadcast on open comms, on open Cybertronian comms.
You want to talk to him?
Well, I'll let you decide what I'm going to roll here, but I'm going to say, I'm stalled out and I can't convert. Don't let him hit me.
That's going to be deception.
Yep. Okay, that is deception. Normally it would be a D6. However, I have an upshift thanks to marking target to D8.
Make your deception check. Tell me what you get.
15.
Okay, stand by. That's going to be going up against his essence score. Let's see if you can't. Oh, that's 2 essence scores, actually. Okay, 1 sec.
It's probably his cleverness, I assume.
Well, see, I was checking in on that. I was like, is this cleverness or willpower? I think it's going to be cleverness, because willpower would be like if you were trying to coerce him. But this is if you're trying to deceive him. Okay, so you rolled a 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then as my... Oh, okay, here we go. I wonder, okay, let's see. I have dodgy, which I did not move more than 5 feet because I haven't moved at all. I can defend as a free action. Does that mean I can still ready an action, or does deceiving him count as my action that I can do?
Well, so I'm going to count. Yeah, if you're actually trying to, if you're using a skill check, in this case, much like a feint, I'm going to count it as a move action.
Okay. But I didn't move more than 5 feet. I'll just defend as a free action. I haven't converted, so
that's fine. So as a free action, you basically go on the defense. You start swerving left and right to try to make yourself a harder target.
Well, I want to do it as a feint. So
okay,
basically, I'm spending all because I said I can't. I've stalled out and I can't convert. That way, if he does come in, I want to be able to have my full haha, got you.
Yeah.
And that ends my turn.
Okay. So then you go into defensive. That's going to be sleeper. So next up is actually Carmisi.
Okay. Well, like stated before, Carmisi is going to remain in alt mode and drive over to it was like, oh my gosh, a tipped over bus. There were vehicles, like personal cars that have been flipped. There's also a crater, which I'm not worried about the crater. I mean, I am. What's the closest and what's the most actionable to kind of assist? Like, are people stuck? Are they trapped? Like, is the roof crushed?
It looks like it's pressed up against the concrete barrier and it's just come to a stop. You get the impression just from all of the little glittering rocks that are scattered across the highway is that broken glass on the right side has covered the entire place where this thing smashed and skidded to a stop. You're not sure what the situation is with the humans until you get up there.
Okay. I'm going to drive over, and while that's happening inside, I'm going to say to my 2 passengers, so could you two be like our human ambassador? I think it's really important that we can help the people that are probably trapped inside, and I don't think they're going to listen to me.
Oh, yeah. Drop us off and we'll see what we can do to help.
Okay, I think I'm gonna convert because the mobility will just if I have to carry people out, but they might be afraid. It happens.
That's probably about as many words as you can get out before you get to where you need to go. So you skid to a stop. The front tires just like as you come to a stop. A few cars who were already slowing down quickly and swerving out of the way because of everything that's happening barely miss you as they just go around you, and then they start trying to pull off the highway. That's when you start to see the situation is bad, Carmisi. With the concrete barrier on the right side of the highway, humans have a choice of stopping or trying to go around or backwards. No one can get off of this road. It's not good. but as you pull up to as you come to a full stop next to the bus, immediately Charlotte and Billy jump out and start dashing over to the bus. She rounds the corner to the front while Billy takes the rear, and you can see somebody like reaching out of one of the top windows, like a bloody hand, just like reaching out and like looking around. So they're going to take care of that.
Okay.
That was your move action. You still got it. You can convert now if you wanted to.
Yeah, so I have God, what is it called? But I can basically convert for free.
Okay, you're a fast conversion. Just
that's what it is. Thank you.
You just basically spin into a handstand. So this car looks like it goes right up onto from the stopping. As they jump out, you swerve a little bit. As they jump out, you accelerate and whip around and just roll into a conversion, and the bot mode is standing up. You all see Carmisi go also, same with processor, has gone to bot mode.
And with my action, I want to push this concrete barrier. I want to open it, basically. Like, I know it's not a door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Make me a athletics check. Oh wait, no, this might be brawn because it's just pushing. Yeah, this is a brawn check.
Well, turns out I'm pretty tough.
I was gonna say you are a sword swinger, so I think brawn is kind of something you do.
Well, so we were actually discussing the difference between might and brawn a little bit earlier, and my combat attacks tend to come from might, but like anything skill, like anything that kind of relies on my own physicality would be brawn.
Right.
So
travel pace, jumping, equipment, vision. 1 sec. I'm just going to look up.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting my dice.
Exploding damage. Let's hope we don't go there. Okay. Wait.
2, 4, 6.
There we go. Toughness chart. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make your roll.
And I'm just trying to make, I don't think I have anything that I can really necessarily add to this. I have edge on initiative. Oh, that's the thing I always forget. And I have edge on initiative and alt. I never use that.
Oh, nuts. Yeah. You might have gotten better initiative score.
Right. You know, I shouldn't say I don't use that. I think that's how I got ahead the last time. So I'm going to go ahead and roll.
Okay.
On my 6, that becomes 16. Nothing.
16. Actually, I'm going to give you an edge on this roll. Roll one more time. Roll one more D20.
Yeah. Let me do math again. 15 plus 4 is 19.
Okay, so better.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why I'm giving you edge is because even though this is a big slab of concrete and incredibly heavy, you're also dramatically larger than it. So these things are designed to be thin on the top and kind of weighted at the bottom. So you can work with that if you're much larger.
It's important to know I'm also vainglorious, and talk about a moment to be received as an absolute hero. You know, the whole time Kirby's just like, I'm gonna look so cool doing this. And then like, that's really what like motivates me in my heart.
So you run behind the bus where oncoming traffic is going to be headed towards you. Yep. And you dash over and just deliver just like a straight like boot to the concrete barrier. You just stick your leg out and kick it as you're running towards it. The huge chunk of concrete explodes out from underneath your foot, but the concrete barrier flips end over end and comes to a sliding stop. A few seconds later, you grab the second barrier and just start pulling it off to the side. You can see a couple of the cars, horrified at the sight of a giant robot, are just slamming on their brakes. But as you push that barrier aside, you take a couple of steps back and just start telling people to go. Before we switch off your turn, I just a little out of turn order. Before we start switching off your turn, though, so that this doesn't become an action for your next turn, make me a check real quick. I want to see if these people are going to actually be horrified or if they're going to do the thing. So make a persuasion check, and it is going to be at a snag.
Ooh, what does snag mean again? I have to take the lower of my...
Yeah, it's 2d20, pick the lowest.
Okay. I actually put points into...
You could... This might be a time to spend a point of Energon to get rid of the snag if you wanted to.
I think I'm gonna. Yeah.
Okay, so you spend a point of Energon, remove the snag, so now it's just a roll of a d20.
And this is persuasion, right?
It is a persuasion check, yeah. So it's a social check.
Okay. This is the only place I put my points. I need up to a 4, and I can roll just a flat because I'm not snagged. Okay. 13 plus 2, 15.
15. The panic works for them. They start swerving and heading off the highway.
Okay.
They have to get a little close to you, which is making them uncomfortable, but you see cars immediately directing themselves off the highway, going down this grassy medium. As you see truck after truck, you are basically dissipating the danger to the humans that are on the highway right now. You've given them an exit. So nicely done. That's going to be Carmesi's round. Next up is going to be Darkstorm, the F-16. Nope, that was the F-16 that was flying. So after Darkstorm is actually Shadow Wreck, who is the F-18 is flying in, and Shadow Wreck is on 4, and then Volt Whip is on 2, and Volt Whip is actually going to be zooming in as well. Next turn, they're going to have their attacks. But 3 jets are converging on the highway right now in strafing patterns.
Do I know all these? Are they all old Cybertronians?
Yeah, they're all lower functionary scouts and whatnot. But yes, these are, you recognize their names. I did, for anybody who's watching this at home and you're wondering, you're looking these Decepticons up. These are names that I created. So these are personally created Decepticons, but I named them because Decepticon A, Decepticon B isn't doing it for me anymore. So you recognize these guys. Yeah. That's going to take us to the
Volt Whip.
Volt Whip.
Oh, Volt Whip. I think he owes me 20 cyber bucks.
That's going to take us to the top of the round, where a very quickly moving processor, well, quickly, not too quickly. You're just this huge tank of Cybertronian running across the highway. You are now underneath Torment, who is 60 feet above you.
I'm going to leap. I'm feeling froggy. I'm going to leap.
Okay. You're going to try to make a leap. That's going to be an athletics check.
All right.
And let me pull this up, because now we are going to get into how far can you leap. Let's see.
I mean, I was going
Jumping.
65 miles an hour. So wait, how much?
You were going 65 miles an hour. Okay, so you're making a jump. I'm going to definitely count this as a high jump. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Processor, you're not going to be able to grab him. But if you maximize your jump, you will be able to put him in range of that shotgun.
All right.
So you're not. He's gaining the altitude to get away from Derailer's sniper shot, or at least to put some distance between them, has made it impossible to grab him from where you're at. But yes, you will be able to
jump up in the air and still try to shoot him. Let's try.
You can close some of the distance that would make up for being able to shoot him with the shotgun. Yeah.
Well, how many rolls do I need to make? What are the different ones?
So first, you're going to need to make a high jump roll. Right. You're going to need to roll high on this one. I'll still let you get the shot off, but he'll be out of optimal range.
19.
You needed an 18, my friend. Nicely done, Processor. You go skidding across the highway and leap up. You all see Processor just use those ancient legs and just propel himself straight up into the air as this, what is it? 17-foot tall Autobot, 18 feet. How tall are you again?
I think, yeah.
You're the size of a giant, I remember, as we were using that. Yeah. But yeah, you launch yourself straight up into the air. Yeah, I think close to 20 feet. You're Optimus Prime size, basically. You stand eye to eye with Optimus and Ultra Magnus. You leap straight up into the air and level the shot. The shotgun just goes, springs out of its compartment in the chassis. It springs into your hand, and fire off your shot.
Come on, I need another good roll. 10.
Oh boy.
At least it looked epic, everybody. It looked epic.
It did look epic. You also got him to back the heck off. You leap up into the air and he banks backwards just immediately, and the shot goes off. You all see the scatter shot of the shotgun and hear the thunderous booming sound. The kickback from the shotgun sends you right back down to the ground, Processor, and you kind of 3-point superhero land right on the cusp of the crater that was created. And that's going to take us to Torment's round.
All right, I yell out at him and I'll go, I consider that a warning shot, and I'm going to make you recycle all of those shotgun shells after. We're done with this.
It's actually Derailer's turn.
Let's see. The range of my rifle is still a lot as I pull up.
You're at long range, right? You have long range.
Yeah. So range, like
within range.
Yeah, he's in range. So I'm just going to fire
He's still
again.
in range. Okay, yeah.
All right.
Remembering all the lessons that RC taught you about how to level that crosshairs off.
Yeah. Is it too late for me to mark him as well? I know we're still we're in combat now.
We're all first time players of the game, and I'm fine retconning that. He is. Okay. I'm going to spend a story point for him though before you roll.
That's fine. Let me pull up that target. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to downshift because mark target lets me upshift.
Okay.
On skill tests, would the attack be a skill test?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So I get to upshift that skill test, and so I'm going to downshift it back to where I was before, so that I can try and get some extra damage on him.
Okay.
That is an 18, and I crit.
Yeah. So what? Your total is an 18?
Yes, it is an 18.
It's not going to hit him.
Darn.
Spending that story point got him right where he needed to be. So the shot goes off, bolt of energy, but this time he now knows there's a sniper on him. And even though you are smaller than the other Autobots, he sees you.
That's okay. I have a perk. So because of my training with RC, I took the cross training perk. So even if I attack and miss, he suffers a snag on his next attack.
Nice. Oh, that's going to come in handy. He's going to do a flyby attack on you.
Okay.
That's going to give him.
I assume that means the deception did not work.
For what?
Sleeper's deception from last round.
No, I think he's going to attack me.
You don't know. You're not sure. He's attacking the person that's shooting him. Derailer has done an excellent job getting Torment aggro, because he's been shot once by her, and then she just tried to bullseye him again. So he's going for the most immediate danger right now, and he is going to fly by attack from where he is at 60 feet up. He just propels forward and heads straight towards you. He's going to use one maneuver. I'm going to put him at medium range. Let's see. That's drive. Okay, so driving, which he did. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, interesting. That's not what I thought it was. In which case, he's just going to shoot at you.
Okay. He still fires with a snag.
Let's see. Yeah, he's going to fire with snag deception. Let's see. Okay. Fix special weapons upon alt mode. Allows them to special kind of element damage. Oh, right. Okay. This adds. Cool. Okay. All right. He's at a snag. Let's see. He's going to make his targeting check. It's a D4. He is using aerial superiority, so that's going to upgrade. He is not going to downgrade this time because he wants to hit you bad. So he is going to keep that as it is. He is going to activate his element projector.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
You see the cannon at the front of the chassis that got that one shot off on you begins to crackle with electricity. And as he's coming at you, he is going to make a shot.
All right.
He is at a snag. So let me roll 2d20 here and pick the lowest. What is your evasion?
It is 17.
16? 17.
He needs a 17,
good.
yeah.
He's going to have to. You are so lucky. I rolled on the first die, I rolled a 5. On the second die, I rolled a nat 20. And I have to pick actually, could I spend a story point to ignore the snag?
Why would you do that?
I would have had to have declared that. I would have had to have declared that. I would have had to have declared that. I'm not going to let myself get away with that. I would have had to make that declaration at the top. So let's see. Yeah. Oh, that's Energon. It's not story point. Still would have had to declare it beforehand. Okay. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I still would have needed to declare that before I make that roll. Okay. Okay.
There are benefits to being a small Autobot.
Yeah. So this time the concrete nearby Derailer doesn't explode into a hail of concrete. Instead, this EMP style like energy a bolt of energy slams into the ground next to you, and electricity sparks explode everywhere like blinding white lights.
Mhm.
And for a split second, you can see after images in your optical receptors, but then it regulates immediately. That whatever that was going to hurt if it hit you.
Sounds like it. Feels like it.
He is going to use his movement. He's going to continue his movement to gain another 60 feet on his altitude. So he is now 120 feet up.
Okay.
As he is pulled out of that. So that was 14, 13, 12, 11. That is going to take us to Darkstorm, who is here. Darkstorm, however, did fall for it. Does not know that Torment is being shot at, only knows that there's an Autobot that's claiming to have a problem being able to convert, and is like, ooh, good easy pickings, my favorite. And he is going to open fire. He's going to swoop on down. He has an ability called Gotta Go Fast. No matter what. Are always in motion. When in alt mode, they may move once at half their speed as part of a standard action. Okay, so as part of his action, he's going to during the move, the Seeker Rookie began ended. Okay, he's going to make a driving skill test here because he's going to strafe you, Quincy. Sleeper's going to get strafed.
Cool. Yeah, I did defend, so that's a snag unless you're doing something else over there.
Okay, so he gets to move as a free action. His speed is 6, so he is hauling. He's going to rocket by.
Oh, 6 is it? It's so slow.
Seriously. Ugh.
It helps you get an appreciation for how fast you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he has to make a driving check. Yeah, all right. So this is for the check. Easy. All right, he's going to open fire. He's got a mini laser Gatling gun based off the side, and he's going to open fire on you, Sleeper. He is at a snag.
Mm-hmm.
Targeting is that laser mountain. Okay, cool. Here we go. Suffering. Oh, okay. Cool. All right, here we go. I roll a 1 and a 10, so that is going to fail.
That doesn't beat my evasion 24.
Yeah, it doesn't beat your evasion 24. However, he is not going to come within range of you. He basically strafes right past you and banks off to the left. He is at altitude. He is at about 90 feet above you as he roars by you. Doesn't even come close. Just laser bolts just riddle the ground next to you, but nothing hits. Let's see. So that's going to be his action. That's 11. Now it's you, Sleeper. You're on 10.
How far is he from me?
He is currently 90 feet straight up. He just flew right over you, and he's banking to the left and starting to gain altitude again.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do this. I am going to since he missed under that, I'm gonna okay, let's say that dodge was actually a jump jet dodge.
Okay.
So he's above me by 80 feet. I'm going to, in that mid jump jet, convert to bot mode.
You have fast changing, right? Do you have the fast changing perk?
I actually
it's
don't
usually
think
bot to alt.
Yeah, I do not have the fast.
Okay, so it's a move action then to convert.
That should be fine because I can also take.
Wait a minute. I'm remembering there is a rule for Cybertronians.
We can convert to alt mode. Freezy, not freezies, but at the beginning of combat.
Free action for alt mode.
Back into bot mode is harder.
Gotcha. Okay,
but it's fine because I have all these like skills that can just make me move faster. Like I can just do push myself to use up free actions to make the move instead.
Okay.
So I will use my move to convert.
Okay.
I will use a a couple push myself just to give myself a little bit more speed, a little bit like 10 more feet into the air.
Well, so you wouldn't be able to do that though, because you decided to end your round 10 feet up. You ended last round. You decided that you used your jump, basically your propulsors to end to go 10 feet straight up to dodge, correct?
Yeah.
So then his round ends, you're 10 feet straight up. Your round begins, you're now falling.
Oh, Well, I only said that for flavor wise of how I dodged it. So if I just dodged it,
okay,
without that, then I can start with jump jet and then convert midair, right?
Yeah, you can convert midair, but then you're going to have an automatic minus 10 feet because you are going to be in an uncontrolled fall for 10 feet. And then if you want to move again, it's you hitting the ground and then jumping back up again.
I basically have eight times 5 equivalent potential move, or 6 times 5 is eventually potential move because I have that much extra speed to do push myself for extra movement.
But that's on land, correct? You can't jump 8 times 5 your speed unless you've got a ramp or something. Because if you're going to jump, then we're making an athletics check, and I've got the difficulties here for long jump, high jumps, all that stuff.
Well, okay, so in alt mode, I can move 20 aerial. So what I can basically do is use push myself to move, use the move action to convert, and then take a normal action.
You could, yes, but then you wouldn't be able to move because you're not an aerial unit. So you'd be falling at that point. You can't get any higher than however you got in alt mode. And
yeah,
do you see what I'm saying? So if you're telling me you can get up 20 feet in alt mode,
yes,
okay, you can do that as your movement. You can use as part of your movement, you can move 20. Well, no, because it's an action to convert.
That's why I'm saying I'm pushing myself upward in alt mode. So using speed free action to move up 20 feet.
Sure. And then you convert.
Then using the full move action to convert.
Yeah.
And then still having an open action to take an action, to take like an attack.
So now you have a combat action. You're 20 feet in the air.
Yes. There we go.
Okay.
That was a lot of talking.
So what makes it wonky is that you ended the last round ended with you in the air. So the way my mind was factoring it is you still got to come down 10 feet before you can. Because if you end the round in the air, you're losing 10 feet your next round action because you've still got to come back down. And then now you've got to go back up again because that's just like falling movement.
I assumed it was just like turn to turn because that action just finished and I was just, yeah. And it was also...
It's all happening in seconds, but you were also specifying that you were 10 feet in the air because of your jump.
To dodge the shot.
To dodge the shot, right. So if you are saying that... Because this is where it's getting divided. Because if you were saying you were jumping up 10 feet in the air to dodge the shot, then you have nothing to propel you up another 10 feet the next round, unless you were using your boosters, right? And you can't double jump. You can only do a big one jump with the boosters. So you'd have to come back down and then jump again to get your 20 feet.
Right, which is why I changed it to saying, because I just said the jump because I thought it was a cool...
It's totally cool, but you're also blending it with tactical combat now. So I can't let you like triple jump or double jump it. You have to like, if you come back down, you can do the thing. And it was really rad, but yeah, you can do the thing where you jump up 20 feet this round and then convert. And now you're 20 feet up off the ground as a, cause you get that as a free action, right?
Yeah. I didn't mean to get extra distance. I just thought it was cool to be like, in case we need to edit around it. Just to be like,
the only reason why I'm going into the weeds on this is because I want to make sure that we are tactically using the movement rules.
Yeah. Totally.
And okay, cool. Then you're 20 feet up right now and you've just converted in midair.
Cool. In case we need to edit around any of that. All right. So if I'm 20 feet up, convert, and then off of that, even as I fall back down, I now have a shoulder cannon and shoulder blaster, and should now be within range to at least shoot on the far edge.
Yeah, he's 70 feet away from you. So
it's a 80 on the high end of the range.
Okay, cool. So it's a long range shot. So that's a downshift, I believe, for long range.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, Is he? Yeah, the long end of the shot is, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so it's a downshift. All right, make your shot.
A plane. I lost my D2, so here's a plane. 19?
19 hits. You managed to get him. 19 is going to hit. How much damage is that?
1 sharp.
1 sharp. All right, so another spark off the side of the wing as you see him dip a little bit as he's gaining altitude. You definitely struck him. He is going to rocket away. That was Sleeper on a 10. Now we're at 9. Carmisi, you have managed to push that concrete barrier away, and people are starting to exit off the side. You can see, it looks like Charlotte and Billy are currently ushering people off. Like, come on, we gotta hurry. You see people slowly climbing out the side. It's taking forever. Billy shouts something at you, Carmisi. You vaguely hear them say, Can you lift the bus?
Oh, yeah. Can I lift the bus? I'm going to lift the bus.
Okay, you go over to the bus and you see this is a big one. It's about the size of derailleur. It's about the size of processor. And
oh, gosh.
You look at this thing, it's a tour bus. It looks like a Greyhound. So you're looking at this thing going like, okay. As you move over to it, a few people in the bus start screaming in terror, and you see Billy go, everybody hold on to something. And people are grabbing the seats and everything. Now we are definitely going to be making this is definitely going to be a might check. Or is this athletics? This is lifting. This might
I hope
be.
It's might. I'm a deadlift this.
Yeah, basically what you're doing is you're trying to pick up one end of the bus and set it back. Blunt weapons is might. Brawn is drag, lift, weight, long term. Yeah, so this is going to be a check. Oh, no. It specifically says athletics.
No.
Well, so here's. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Athletics is throw heavy objects. That makes sense.
I'm not going to throw it. Promise.
No throwing buses. All right. No. So brawn is just a straight deadlift. So.
Oh, heck yes. Okay.
So go ahead and make your roll and roll high.
Can I Oh, I have 1 Energon point. How do I get the opposite of a snag again?
An edge?
That's the one.
That's the one. To give yourself an edge. I don't think you can give yourself an edge. I think you can burn an Energon to give yourself an upshift in a skill die.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's right. All right, I'm gonna just try this. Thank you. Not the worst. I'm gonna ignore that one. That one sucked. That comes out of my. That's right. Okay, so it doesn't mean something if I crit on my D6. Like that's my highest die.
If you crit on the skill die, you've rolled a critical hit. If you roll your highest number on the skill die and you succeed the roll, you've crit.
Oh, I don't know if I've succeeded yet. 13 plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 18.
18 is enough to lift the side of the bus. Because let me tell you something, Carmisi, the bus is a size larger than you, so this is not easy. You're going to be able to essentially you put your shoulder into it, you squat down and like scrape your hands underneath, and as you start to lift, you can hear your joints going trying to respond as you just start gently pushing the bus up and up and up and up and up and up, and then you kind of put your shoulder into it. You hear some kid go, "Wow, mommy," on the inside of the bus as someone is looking at you do this, and you shoulder, and finally you push the bus over, and it just goes. You hear people shouting on the inside. Billy runs around the front of the bus and goes, "All right, come on." They pull the door open, and you see people starting to rush out, holding each other, staring at you in horror, blood. Looks like everyone's getting out of there pretty fine. You see a couple of older humans, but they look like they're moving okay. People are evacuating as quickly as possible, running down the grassy hill off the highway. That's going to be your whole action, but you managed to get the bus upright, and the people are getting out of there.
Yeah, I'm probably going to stay here until everybody's absolutely we've cleared the area as best as possible. And I'm not going to use any of my movement.
Okay. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're going to go all the way down to 4. which is going to be Shadow Wreck. And Shadow Wreck sees an Autobot trying to help these pathetic humans. And Shadow Wreck is going to strafe the bus and the humans. And the Autobot. You can even hear in the comms this Decepticon going, pathetic. And he's going to open fire.
Rude.
That's straight up evil, man.
Strafing run. During the move, okay, convert. Okay, yep. Here we go. Targeting. You are. I'm gonna have. This is gonna be targeting your brawn, your rather your toughness. I'm sorry,
toughness.
Your toughness, because you're kind of a sitting duck over there.
But I'm a big ol' sitting duck, so I hope that I can, provide enough cover while getting hit. Actually, so I'm not moving. I'm absolutely gonna stay here and get hit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give him a downshift because you've technically got the bus between you. So I'm gonna give you cover for the bus. Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna fly on by. All right. So here we go. What is your? Doesn't matter. There's no way that hit.
Do you want to know what? Okay.
There's no way that hit. Good. He basically rolled a 4.
Pitiful.
Decepticon, you can see it coming, Carmisi. You kind of throw your hands up just as the Decepticon tries to take advantage. With such a low roll, manages not to kill any humans.
Oh, good.
As Blaster, you just see these energy bolts just slamming into the side of the bus. Glass explodes everywhere. The front part of the bus becomes a ball of fire as it folds in. Thankfully, no humans were in the bus at that particular moment. They're all flooding out the back and the front of the bus. Lots of screaming as people are ducking and throwing themselves to the ground. And then a deafening roar as the jet banks off and the F-18 starts taking back up off towards the sky. And at about that point is when Volt Whip shows up. And is also, let's see, who's Volt Whip? I'm gonna roll.
Heckin' cool name.
Volt's got a buffet of Autobots to attack. There's so much going on. There's a hopping car that's currently 20 feet in the air and can't dodge, but is a moving target because you are falling. So it's not an easy shot. You are behind a bus. Then there's Processor, who's out in the open and just a normal shot. And then there is the Danger Bot. And I think I'm going to... The Danger Bot is the sniper on the ground who's aiming and shooting up at all. Let me see. I'm going to roll here. One shoot.
All right, that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be me.
It's going to be you, Derailer. Yep. Volt Whip decides you are the dangerous one right now, that nobody else is really in range to shoot anybody back at anybody. So Volt Whip is going to strafing run. Swoops on by. Going to use free movement action to close the distance and then going to use the remaining. Does he have to make a move roll? Nope. It's driving skill test. Oh, okay. So driving. Yep. All right. So what is your toughness?
Ooh, my toughness is only 13.
Oh, you're going to get shot.
Ooh.
On a success, the target's move. Here's interesting, though. Your evasion. Your evasion is 16, right?
17.
17. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, I got you.
No.
So he is going to do strafing run, which means that, which you got a success on, the target's movement next turn is reduced to 0. And he's going to hit you too. So as he flies by, these miniguns just go off. Lasers just slam into the ground next to you, and one of them, you spark as you see a hole appear in the upper part of your shoulder. You just look down for a second as there's this jerking motion forward, and you can feel the searing, burning sensation of this laser that just went right through you.
Oh, that hurts.
And the Volt Whip, the F-15 banks off to the right and begins to split off from the rest of the squadron as he flies overhead. And the ground around you is just pelted with laser blasts. That's caused you to like stop everything you're doing and take cover. And that's going to be the end of the round. Oh, I finally shot one of y'all. My goodness. That's
Fine.
That's one.
Congrats.
Thank you. 1 point of laser damage. Okay. Next round. That's going to be you, Processor. You've got a swarm of flying Decepticons that are just zipping down and strafing your group.
And I'm now on my way back down to the ground.
No, you landed. You're on the ground. Yep.
And so what? I mean, who's where at this point.
So Torment is a good 120 feet up at this point, and has taken a few shots. He's gotten tagged at least once by your sniper. You can see Carmisi is to your left about 70 feet away and is currently helping the humans. You see Carmisi, you couldn't be more proud as you see them shoulder over a bus and help the humans escape. Sleeper is currently just like stunt driving and is in the middle of the air and is on their way back down. But Sleeper is converted and is in bot mode right now, and has their weapon out, their shoulder cannon. And then, of course, Derailer, you see Derailer get hit as the ground around Derailer gets just riddled with blaster bolts.
But I mean, is there anyone I can get to?
Yeah.
Any enemies I can get to?
Yeah. How many RPGs have you played where you realize that when your enemy has flying, it's crappy? Tactically, processor, what you are starting to see is you guys are at a huge disadvantage. These flyers, none of them are within range right now. And they're ending their rounds at long range because they're strafing you guys on the highway. It's probably going to happen again next round, and you're going to probably find yourself in a position again next round. Right now, the only people who can effectively get in consistent attacks are Sleeper and Derailer.
Well, for that one that's 120 feet up, could I still jump up again and try to do what I did last round, maybe be more successful? Not
at 120 feet, no. Last time when he was down a little bit lower, wasn't that big of a problem, but now he is way out of your range. What is the range on your shotgun?
I want to move over to... the range of my shotgun is 60.
Yeah, he's out of range. You wouldn't be able to clear it, unfortunately.
So then I'm going to move over to Derailer.
Derailer, you can hear the heavy footsteps of Processor dashing in your direction. You can get to Derailer in a movement action. Okay. You've got... What's your move? It's 30 feet? Or is it...
40...
in bot mode.
It's 20 feet.
Oh, yeah, because you're a big slow boy.
Yeah.
You'd have to double your movement to get to Derailer.
All right, I'm going to do it to at least give her some cover. Just use me as cover.
Actually, I'll allow that. If you want to function as cover, you can totally do that because your size difference is significant. So, you see heroically, like the old man that he is, Processor just comes stomping over to you and stands right next to you, Derailer. You just see him looming up over his head and his leg comes down right next to you, this big column of Cybertronian steel, just, and you hear him shout, "Use me as cover." You are a living bunker for your sniper now, and it is now your sniper's turn.
Yeah. Well, I've still got Mark. You said Torment is 120 feet away.
120 feet up now. Yeah.
That's still in short range of my rifle.
Oh my goodness. It is a good thing y'all got a sniper on your side in this combat, let me tell you.
So, I'm going to do the same thing I did. I'm going to downshift so that I can try and get that extra damage on him.
Okay. I'm not going to spend, I'm going to conserve some story points for this fight. This is going to be a big one.
That is a 25.
That will hit.
Yes. Not a crit, unfortunately, but he takes 2 sharp damage.
Okay. 2 sharp damage.
Good, though. Oof.
Oh, man. Smoke and fire erupt from the side of the Decepticon for a split second. He clearly damaged him on that shot. You all can hear the high-pitched chirp of that laser blaster rifle just go. Oh, is it piercing or is it laser?
It's sorry, let me pull it up real quick.
It's piercing, I think you said, right? Or sharp damage, you said.
Yeah, it's sharp damage.
Y'all can hear the high-pitched chirp and then after the report as you see sparks explode off the side of the helicopter. Nice shot.
Thanks, Processor.
All right, so that's going to be 16. So that's going to take us down to 16, 15, 14. That's going to be Torment. So what are you going to do, Torment? You returning fire? Or are you getting out of here?
Yeah, Torment, what you going to do?
He's got 2. He's going to use them.
Torment.
Targeting. He is well within range. He's going to use his move. What is his speed? He's going to use a free movement to get up another. Yeah, he's not going to fight fair. He's going to get up another 60 feet for a free action because of the movement speed. Then he's going to use his movement to get up another 60 feet. So he's going to go from 120. So he is now 240 feet up.
Ooh, okay.
And then it takes you a second to see what's happening, Derailer, but your eyes widen. Your optical receptors grow larger as you see the telltale signs of a trail emitting from underneath one of the wings of the helicopter. You see just like a blast of fire, and followed by what looks like a small object to go, and then a rocket starts screaming straight towards the two of you. He's going to fire a missile. His last one. That is, let's see, targeting.
That's fair. I do that.
Yeah, it's fair. It's going to have area of effect too. So here we go. Turning defense 100 feet. I'm going to give you, let's see, I'm going to find out first of all. Oh yeah. Hold up.
Because he's got a target. He's got to roll targeting, doesn't he?
I still got to roll targeting, but the thing about missiles is they're flying grenades. I do not have to roll a direct hit. I can still do damage by blowing up everything around you. So it's crappy that way. However, you got a big wall of cover in front of you, which is going to make all the difference in the world, considering you basically just took a shot. Yeah, here we go. Oh man, I hope for my Autobots this doesn't hit. Here we go. Missile leaves and streaks towards the two of you. And I roll. What is your toughness, Processor?
16.
16. And what is your evasion again?
14.
17.
Oh.
17? Okay, so Processor, you're going to get hit.
Okay.
You didn't use evasion though, so thankfully that's not going to do too much. But here's what happens. The ground around you guys in a 50-foot radius now becomes difficult terrain. As the missile impacts on the concrete right next to you, you see this eruption of fire, and you duck down low behind Processor, and Processor takes the brunt of the damage. The explosion of the missile nearly knocks you back off your feet, Derailer, and Processor, you stumble back. You are going to take 2 points of damage.
All right, not a problem.
This missile scorches the front of your body as it slams into the ground and blows up all around you guys. The cars that were around you that have been evacuated flip end over end as there is another crater now in the highway. And that is going to be his action. That would have absolutely ended Derailer in this combat. That would have been defeat, because that would have been a total of 3 points of damage against Derailer if that had hit. That would have been bad. Okay, so that's Torment's action. That's on a 14, 13, 12, 11. So we're going to go back down to now we're on Darkstorm. Darkstorm is banking around. Is going to use movement to, he's traveling at top speed. So going to use one movement to basically, what kind of guns does he have though? 60 feet's too far away. He's encountering the same problem that y'all are. So he is going to use his movement action to bank to the left. He's got to use to see 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so he's not going to be able to swoop back down on you, but he is going to be able to turn around. So Darkstorm, the F-16 banks to the left and he starts swinging back around for another strafing run. And at this range, he's not going to... What's the range on this gun? Yeah, he can't. He's not going to be able to attack you guys this round. He's out of range, but he is coming in again. I'm guessing that's probably what's going to happen to all of these guys, is they're all going to come in every other round. So that's going to be on Darkstorm. That was an 11. So 12, 10, we're on Sleeper. You slam down at the ground, Sleeper.
I want to comms the arc.
Okay. Sleeper's like, yeah, I'm going to call. Okay. You get on comms. A little bit of static coming through. What are you going to say?
We got 4 Decepticons really hitting us hard from above here, and yeah, it's kind of messy here. Any help you can send would be great.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a technology roll.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, I don't have any, So
you could spend a story point to suddenly have specialization in.
That's awesome.
Basically roll without a snag.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you would have specialization. So you'd roll with a D. Yeah.
No, but a specialization means nothing without the skill points.
What's that?
Specialization means nothing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you would basically roll.
You could spend a point 0 and a 0 and a 0.
You could spend a point of Energon to roll without a snag.
I mean, now would be the time to use it.
Well, here's the only difference. If I were specialized in the skill test, I wouldn't get any of the benefits of the numbers,
right.
But that would also avoid me rolling with a snag because I would suddenly have a skill in it.
So it's kind of up to what makes the most sense in the situation.
No, your interpretation was correct. It doesn't do you any good unless you have the skills. You wouldn't gain anything if you spent it. You would need the skill to gain the specialization.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll use an Energon point. Let's boost my comms here just to be like, because I don't know how long we can keep at this.
Yeah.
And otherwise, it's maybe beating a retreat is the move. But for now, let me lower my Energon by 1. 15.
15. Okay. You see a connection established and you just start shouting into it. Basically, this is even though you hear Sleeper still talking in the, hey guys, kind of like the tech sergeant Shen of like, core's overloading and gonna explode, just FYI. This kind of like Sleeper just kind of like laying it out. It's the most animated you have all ever seen Sleeper in the way he talks. Clearly an emergency situation. You're not sure who if you got through or not, but you feel pretty confident you managed to get past the jamming. So I'll let that be a move action if you want to still do something.
Who's still in range?
Well, now 240 feet away is going to take Torment out of range. No, what's the range on your cannon? Is it 80? You said
80
90?
On the far end, yeah.
Nobody is in range.
Okay.
Literally nobody. You are in that lull between strafing runs on all of them.
Okay, what I'm gonna do then is I would like to. Can I ready an action? I feel like that exists, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Basically, Joker versus Batman. Yeah, totally. You can just sort of like get into position as you see this jet coming down on you.
So I will ready an action to hit someone with a blaster if they do come within range.
Mm-hmm.
And as a free action, I'd still also like to defend.
Okay.
I did not make any movement. So
when you defend, take the defend action, does that also give you a downshift on your attacks?
That's a different thing.
Okay.
That's evasive fighting.
Okay.
So defend is just giving someone a snag, and I took it as my perk dodgy, which lets me defend as a free action if I didn't move more than 5 feet. Basically, it's just an extra concentrated defense.
Okay, cool.
A different perk that I was considering is evasive fighting. I do not have this, where I can take downshifts on my attacks on purpose to make other people also have downshifts on their attacks on me.
So here's what I'm asking, because when you declare defense as a free defense, it basically means you give disadvantage to everybody who ever attacks you ever. And that is outrageously powerful. So I'm trying to figure out.
Basically, the trick there is I can't move.
I see. Okay, that's what I was looking for.
If I were to move to go to like attack someone, like for example, I didn't take defend at the end of the last round because I had to do
because you're moving
midair jumping.
Okay,
but here I was just sense. Like basically it's I can't find anyone. I can't shoot anyone. I'm gonna ready my blaster cannon. I'm calling for help, and if someone comes, I'm ready to shoot and get out of the way.
Okay, so basically your movement becomes 0.
0 or up to 5. They allow me to that way
to like step 5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I just wanted to know what the drawback was. That's all. Because I was like, that is super powerful. That's cool. That's a fine drawback. Yeah. All right. So you ready? So you basically get into position. You see the jets all circling back around, and just like Processor, Sleeper, you have figured out how bad this is. Y'all are holding your own, but this is attrition. There's no way they don't wear you guys down and defeat the entire party at this point. Y'all are just at a tremendous disadvantage against these flyers. And it's kind of grim as you kind of lock yourself into position and get the cannon ready. Maybe if you can shoot one of these guys down, you can even out the odds a little bit, and you wait. That's going to be your action, Sleeper. 10, 9 is going to be Carmisi. Carmisi, you saw the explosion, the rocket, and you see the scorching damage, the sparks done as Processor just kind of rubs the side of his face and clears out all of the fire and like concrete that's blown up around him. Thankfully, Processor threw himself in front of Derailer, and Derailer seems to be okay, even though she's still nursing a wound from a blaster shot. The humans are getting out of here, though, so they are no longer... You can hear Charlotte is just going, "We've got them! We've got them!"
Okay. I'm going to go join my team. Are you sure you're okay?
We're okay. I'll get them to safety.
All right.
Hey. She looks at you with just like, you can see a little bit of tears welling up in her eyes. She says, "Be careful."
Yeah, you too.
And she turns and runs.
Split. Yep. I'm just going to zoom over to my friends. I'm not as fast on my feet. I am 40 ground when I'm in.
Yeah, you can get over to...
I'll double it up.
Okay. Then that'll get you right over to Processor and to Derailer.
Perfect.
You can see the situation. Looks like Processor, what's your health?
Your health is muted.
I'm down to 5, but that's fine.
Down to 5?
Down to 5. Wow.
I had 7.
Wow.
This beast of an Autobot, that blast should have probably dropped a standard Autobot, but Processor, you get up there and you're like, is he okay? Because he took a missile shot to his feet, and Processor seems to be okay. You get up there and just, you see Carmisi running up to you and Derailer peeking out from behind your leg. You guys have a round as you see these Decepticons closing in on you again. And I would be lying if I didn't say that this is starting to remind you of a lot of dark days during the war, Processor. But yeah, you get up to them. So now you are side by side. That's going to be Carmisi's round. Now it's going to be the last 2 rounds are going to be them getting in position for the next round of attacks on the strafing. And that is going to take us back to the top of the initiative order. Here it comes again. All right, then. Processor, you're first. They're not in range yet. They're just swooping down. You can hold your action just like Sleeper if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that.
The dangers here, though, Processor, are the jets. The jets are swooping in low to get their strafing attacks in. The problem is Torment. Torment moves in 3 dimensions in a way that the jets cannot. He is able to stop, hover, fire, move out of the way. He is the perfect anti-ground weapon system right now.
He's got the perfect name, too, for what he does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. All right, so what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to continue to be covered for everybody else and hold my action for either the Strafing or Tormentor. Do I have to declare which one?
Let's see. Actually, hold on. Actually, I just realized that I just used my last missile on Tormentor, so he is probably going to have to strafe this turn if he wants to get an attack in. No, he's got the same range on his rifle that Derailer has. Okay. So he's not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to get him with a strafe. The jets, though, they are flying in low to strafe you guys. So Torment is out of. It seems like this is going to be a duel between Torment and Derailer at this point. However, Darkstorm, Shadow Wreck, and Volt Whip, all 3 of them are going to, since you guys have kind of all doubled up, tripled up, you pick one and hold your action until they come into range.
Well, I remember Volt Whip, so.
All right, so you're going to hold your action. That's going to lead us to Torment, who is going to take a shot.
Wait, what about me?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I get my snipers mixed up. Go ahead. It's up to you.
Yeah. Okay.
There's only one good sniper here.
Right, there's only one good sniper
per turn,
and it's me.
He is at medium range for you right now.
He is. So if I shoot now, I will be suffering a snag to do so. Mm-hmm. However, how bad does he look?
The damage is visible on his chassis. You've torn open, or you've ripped open the side of his chassis on the left side of the helicopter.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. But what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna downshift for the extra damage. I am gonna spend a point of Energon to get rid of my snag.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's still marked, which brings me to a D8 on my skill die.
Nice.
21.
You hit.
Yes. 1 sharp damage.
1 sharp. Another spark. And the helicopter once again kind of falters a little bit in its hovering position. He returns fire.
Yeah, from behind processors, like he just sees this like teeny, determined little Autobot. Like, you are the danger, and I will get rid of you.
All right. He is going to. There's an electrical buildup in the cannon again.
Ugh.
Yep.
Don't hurt.
He is going to try. Oh, that would be in character. All right, hold on a sec.
I like this.
Okay, he is going to switch to let's see. It's electrical. So this is electric, high voltage surge. Electromagnetic. Okay, so he is going to pop off the shot.
Alrighty.
Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, this is here we go. He's going to aim. He is at range 2, so he is going to use a free action to no, you can't do that. He's okay, so yeah, he'll just do that then. He's going to fire.
Okay.
He's at a snag, right? Because of long distance. He's going to use his last Energon. What is his lowest? Yep, he's got 1 more Energon. He's going to use it to get rid of the snag.
Okay.
Hey, Carmisi. Yeah. Carmisi, what is your evasion?
It's okay. It is 16.
Okay, take 2 sharp damage.
Okay. It hurts.
Torment sees your friend who is not in cover, who is not able to shoot back at him, who he can get a pot shot at.
Mm-hmm.
Tormentor, staying true to his name, decides instead of if I can't hit her, I'll hit her friend. There is a bolt, goes, electricity builds up, and as you see Carmisi running up to you, you just see the blast, this laser bolt just go right through Carmisi's chest.
Ow.
You look down and you see the scorch mark where you get shot hard, Carmisi. And then he's going to use his free action and his movement to gain altitude and start moving away.
That's going to leave a scar.
He's on a retreat. Just that is going to be that action. Now it is time for some strafing. So that was his chance. 14, 13, 12, 11. Here comes Darkstorm at Sleeper. All right, Sleeper. You're going to get to take your action. Go ahead and make an attack. He is currently just now entering range.
Long range, or I doubt he's going to fall under the 25 of my ideal range.
Yeah, no, he's at long range.
All right, that's fine. We'll just roll downshifted.
Okay.
Ooh, a nat 20.
Yeah.
What'd you do on the skill die?
I only had a D2, so downshifting gives me 2 nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna hit him. How much damage is that?
Just 1 sharp.
Hey,
it's a normal. It's a little shoulder cannon. It's not a.
Right. And he gets a snag on his attack against you.
Mm-hmm.
He's also going to strafe. So first of all, he is making driving. So make a toughness roll if you would. Or what is your toughness?
My toughness is only 12. I have evasion of 24.
Strafing run targets your toughness.
Oof. Let's see here. Do I have anything that says otherwise? Not until level 6. Okay. Well, this may be bad.
It just means that you cannot move. Your movement is going to drop to 0 as he pins you down with fire. But now I'm going to roll.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm going to roll the attack. What is your he rolls with the snag. He rolls with the snag. Hold on. I gotta roll. Oh my god, I rolled 2 nat 20s.
Ooh, that's the bad one in 400 chance.
2 nat 20s. Okay. So all right. He's gonna hit you. But I think it's also only, is it 1? How much is it? So it's a mini target. Yeah, it's 1 laser damage. So you get shot. Sparks explode as he just hones down on you, and he tags you just as you tag him. The two of you exchange damage as he roars past you. As he's roaring past you, this is when Shadow Wreck is about to near combat range, but it's actually Carmisi who's up next. Carmisi, there's only one of them that's in range right now, and that's literally Darkstorm, who is banking off. He is at long range from you right now.
Like long range is useful for me. I'm gonna think really, really hard, and I'm gonna go ahead and tough it out, which is a perk that means once per combat I can make a brawn skill test to repair my damage as a standard action. And this is handled the same as like Processor would do with technology to repair damage.
Okay.
Which I don't truly know, so I'm just gonna tell you the result. And we will go from there. So let me double check. This is coming out of, what did I just say? Brawn. Proud of my brawn. This has kind of been my thing. 1, 2, 3. 11. 3 is the highest. 14 total.
That's just gonna miss.
Ah!
Oh wait, no wait. You're repairing yourself. You're not attacking, right?
I'm repairing me. Yeah.
Sorry, you missed. You go, what?
You can't repair yourself.
Your arm just goes way off into the. You end up repairing the Decepticon instead. How is that even possible? All right. So yeah, you basically look down, and it takes just a few moments. You reach up, you take a welding kit, and just and do a quick patch job. How much does that heal?
So I was hoping that, like, Jason, how do you handle it? Like, do you have to use?
You have to use a repair kit, but you have an ability that lets you do this, right?
Yeah, because I can tough it out.
How much does it say you heal when you use it?
It does not. Let me screenshot it. But it does take me to tell, like, the technology skill test to repair damage is kind of my. What does DIF stand? DIF
difficulty.
Oh, the difficulty is same as the technology skill test. Okay, so that's what I have to find. Hey,
to do
Jason,
repair
on hand. Do you know the technology skill test for repair damage by chance?
It depends on your.
Oh, we talked about this last session.
It's, I know.
It's 5 + 5 per amount you're healing. So to heal 1, it's 10. To heal 2, it's 15. To heal 3, it's 20.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Okay.
So you rolled a 15. Is that correct?
11, 12, 13, 14, 14.
14. So you'll heal 1 point.
Okay, I'll take it.
These sparks fly up. You're not able to patch it up completely, but you can feel a little bit of the pain and the drawback into your arm. Just that's gonna need to get fixed by processor later.
Seriously. And then I kind of want to move in close enough that I'm hiding under processor.
Okay, everyone starts doing exactly what processor is built for, and that is hiding behind processor. You guys are all starting to see how punishing the situation is as everyone starts to take cover at this point. Let's see, that's going to be your action. So that was on a 9. So then we are to them. You hear them on comms talking to you as though they were right in front of you. And you can hear Torment go, "Give us the beacon. No one dies."
Ain't gonna happen.
No.
Then we'll pluck it from your scrap. And that's when Shadow Wreck is actually in range now. It's going to trigger your hold action. Processor, he starts swooping down. You can see the gun start to spin as the laser bolt starts to fly. What would you like to do?
I would like to target him.
Okay, you wait till he gets in. What's up?
But how close are he and any of the other ones? Could I get them both with a blast?
No, they're being complete jerks about this. They are flying, they're strafing like from opposite directions, from forward, from back. They're all like hitting you 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Got it.
You'll be able to, you're basically going to be able to shoot him with long range. He's getting really close to hit you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to target him then.
Okay, so at long range, you're going to be at a snag, I believe. Is that's how that works, right?
Yeah.
So you're at a snag. So it's
how close is he going to get?
He's at long range, so he's going to be at the maximum range of your weapon, which I think is 60 feet.
Okay, all right, got it.
So you could, if you wanted to spend an Energon again, get rid of the snag.
Yeah, I think at this point I have to.
All right. Calling upon the inner reserves.
$18.
That is going to hit. Bam! That shotgun goes off. How much damage is that?
It's 1 sharp.
1 sharp. Okay, so he is going to try to return the favor. And it's probably pretty easy to hit you since you're standing still. It's versus your toughness. You just kind of... He is going to... 16, does that hit you?
That does hit me.
Okay, so you're going to take 1 sharp as well.
Okay.
You two exchange fire as the Decepticon just roars past you, and Shadow... oh, you know what? You wanted to do this to Volt Whip, didn't you? We can say it was Volt Whip instead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just went with it because you said he was coming, so...
Yeah, that's fine. So Shadow Wreck is going to do a strafing pass. We'll just roll for him next, but Volt Whip is the one that just got shot. A little out of combat order, but it's no big deal. Shadow Wreck is going to open fire on... Shadow Wreck really wants a piece of Sleeper.
Not cool.
Shadow Wreck is going to make a... nope, that's not going to do it. More blaster bolts just sailing in everywhere. As the blaster bolts are slamming into the concrete, y'all are all, again, it's a dire situation. The highway around you has been completely wrecked. There are 2 large craters. You're all starting to flock to Processor because there is literally no other cover around all of you. Processor is going to stand as long as he can, but you guys are only going to get shots off as they're strafing. Your only real hope here seems to be Derailer. So once she drops, if she drops, then y'all are in a lot of trouble. It's at about that point, as they start to bank around for their next attack, you hear the sounds of converting happening about 60 feet away from you guys as a car engine seems revving up. Please describe yourself, Epitaph, as you come racing in on the highway towards the destruction that's taking place.
So you see a black hearse come wheeling around the corner, dust trailing behind it as it flips into the air, converting into a large Gothic-looking, huge Autobot with a crescent scythe in his hands as he lands, seeing you and says, "Autobot, I am here to help."
Whoa.
All right.
We'll get to helping.
Meanwhile, up in the air, Torment, who the heck is that? Like, these Decepticons start to bank around. We are actually going to, as y'all are starting to brace for the next round, that is actually a perfect stopping point for this combat round. As y'all are all breaking up. Don't worry, I've got it marked here. I know Derailer is like, I want to kill him so bad. I'm making a note here. You are up next. So when we come back, will be the finale to the past Awakens. Will the Autobots finally find out what this beacon leads to? And are the Decepticons going to beat them to it? Are they going to get out of this alive is the big question. But now we have some extra help. The odds have changed a little bit. There are 5 of you now. You have no idea where this Autobot came from or who this Autobot is, but here they are. And they look like they are ready to fight. So let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining us. So we will catch you back here next time for the final session. See you then.